Hey guys, once again, as usual, it's been a minute since I did one of these videos. Uh, this one sort of relates back to the last video I did about suicide, being depressed. Um, it's never a topic that's going to go away. It's never a topic that's going to not make me want to speak up or reach out to anybody. It seems to be more and more prevalent that something needs to be said, maybe even daily. With the recent deaths of actors and musicians alike, whether it's drug overdose or suicide, it sort of goes hand in hand. Again, it's more important now than ever to pay attention to what's going on around you, to pay attention to people in your life, to pay attention to yourself, honestly. There's no reason for you not to be able to pick up whatever certain signs are out there. If you have friends and you genuinely pay attention to them, or you're on Facebook 17 hours a day, or Instagram, you should know when somebody that you follow or read their posts, or your friends even, start acting a little bit differently. Again, whether it's addiction to whatever sort of drug, or just general daily habits start changing, from depression, you should realize these little signs. It isn't always going to be blatant, but when you pay attention, it's there. You'll see it, you'll notice it, and don't be afraid to speak up. Don't be afraid to, if you work with somebody, take them to the side. Hey man, you okay? Don't be afraid to send a text to your buddy, your girlfriend, whoever it is, to say, hey, if you need to talk, I'm here. It's really an epidemic. And this isn't new. This isn't something that's just started up recently. This has been an ongoing thing for years and years and years. I still remember the first time I lost a friend to suicide, and this was high school, so probably 91, 92, and I didn't really know what to do with it. I didn't really understand it, and then over the years I started to realize that maybe I should listen to people. Maybe I should really genuinely pay attention to the people around me. You can't claim to care for people and love your friends or your extended family and not know them. You don't have to know them to a point where you can write a book about them or write a chapter in whatever about them, about their personal life, or they got a mole here. I don't mean it that way. I mean it as real friends, real family. Pay attention. You'll notice when your buddy is a little more quiet at work. You'll notice when your coworker isn't really feeling themselves. You notice these things, or at least you should. Hopefully, not everybody has become so self-absorbed that they don't see these things. And unfortunately, I feel that's what's happening, as is apparent with the recent deaths of, like, what's his name, the little rapper kid that just OD'd, or the lead singer of, what is it, We Came as Romans. It's horrible, and it really sucks, and it leads me to believe that nobody is really paying attention. After the rapper kid, I apologize, I cannot remember his name right at the top of my head. After he passed, one of the kids I work with actually mentioned that his last album, he seemed like he was crying out for help. So if some kid that doesn't know him personally but listens to his music is able to tell that something was wrong, why could the people in his camp, whether it's his homie or his manager or whoever, not be able to be like, yo man, what the fuck's going on? I don't know anything about the dude from We Came as Romans. I don't know if he was depressed or not, but it's the same thing. Someone has a problem, you should be able to step in and say something without feeling like I'm interfering with your life. And you know what? If you're going to be mad at me because I give a fuck about you, then I'm sorry for you. I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to stop giving a shit. So, with these things being said, if you're afraid to do it yourself, there are several avenues that you can call any of these foundations: suicide prevention, Hope for the Day, whatever, and just stand up, have a voice, say something. Your voice is every bit as important as the next person, or the person on TV, or the person standing on a stage, or the person in the movie theater on the big screen that you just paid to go see. No one should ever make you feel like your voice isn't worth anything, And with that being said, I also want to lead into a little bit. My buddy Taylor Barber, lead singer of a local band here in Atlanta, Lost at Last. He and I share similar views and opinions on bullying. Now, some of you may remember a few years back there was a movement, Stop Bully movement or whatever it was. They made like this whole 2-hour, hour-and-a-half long documentary. They offered teachers to be able to download these PDFs, and coming from a kid who was bullied until I decided to stand up for myself, I felt it. I felt it on a whole other level, and I wanted to see where they went with this. And I watched this documentary, and I was kind of mortified, flabbergasted how bland and one-sided it was. It showed the horrors. It had a family whose son was bullied to the point that he hung himself in his closet. It showed these kids on the bus threatening this little kid's life. I mean, viciously, not like, bro, I'm gonna kick your ass. It was like, I'm gonna fucking kill you. You're gonna die. And I was just in such shock. And then that same kid was being picked on in school. The teacher seen it and made the bully apologize, but it was such a backhanded apology. Kind of like the teacher really didn't give a shit, and she didn't want to have to actually do any work. Not to say she's a bad person, but she's a bad person ultimately for not really caring about these kids. I remember the day I decided to stand up to my bullies, or it was one guy actually, and I was lightheaded. I thought I was going to get sick, and I totally thought I was going to get my ass handed to me right after class, but that wasn't the case. So regardless, with that little lead-in, feeling as strongly as I do and as Taylor does with bullying and the effects that it has, depression, sometimes suicide, he and I are going to start up a little video segment similar to these. Where we're going to start off with just starting off with us, why it's so important to us to be there, to help, to offer some sort of support, some sort of avenue for these kids, even onto adults. I feel like there are some adults being bullied, and they really don't know what to do with it because, hey, I'm 30. This has been happening my whole life. Well, it's unacceptable. So, along with our buddy Jamar, Mr. Shumazu, love you, buddy. He's going to be helping us film and editing and all that stuff. So I want you guys to keep an eye out for that as well. We're gonna offer our opinions. We're gonna put up some help sites, links from help sites. I mean, just because it's becoming horrible. We just watched a video of some little girl getting a chair stabbed into her arm in class while these other kids are filming, and then one girl decides to reach over and check on her. Hey, are you okay? Well, this girl's crying. She's bawling in the middle of class. A, where the fuck is the teacher? And B, why aren't you standing up and helping this kid? That makes you a shitty person, and I don't like that. I don't want to get heated now, so basically keep an eye out for that video. Well, both of us, all three of us, I'm sure we'll have announcements soon when we decide on a name for whatever it is we're doing. And then, we want feedback. I feel like we have something good in mind where we can actually, maybe talk to other folks, and see what can be done. Anyways, I feel like I've rambled on enough. As usual, check everything down below. I'm going to leave some links. Don't be shy. Don't be afraid to step up and help people, or at least check on them, pat them on the back. I've said it in other videos, and I'll keep saying it until I run out of breath or I can't speak anymore, in which case then I'll write it down and just hold up signs. Don't be afraid to reach out. Use your voice. We were given the ability to speak for a reason, and not just to talk shit, not just to be stupid. Our voices are very, very important, and it's something that apparently needs to be drilled into our brains collectively, not just person on person, but the whole world, basically. So there's no reason not to be a good person. So yeah, again, I think I've rambled on enough. Please leave your comments, follow my channel, and stay tuned for what me, Taylor, and Mr. Shumazu are about to do. We really want to help and change the world if we can. If not for us, for my kids, for their kids that they may end up having one day, for our friends, for our family. I'd like to see the things change. So anyways, thank you for listening, watching. Leave comments, share this video. It's very important to share this video, because I want people to see it and know what kind of things I talk about on my channel. So anyways, thank you again for paying attention, and see you later.